Thank you so much. Brain health really refers to how well the brain functions. On a cognitive level, how do you pay attention? Do you concentrate? Do you remember? On an emotional level, do you manage your emotions? Or do they manage you? Do you ride that emotional roller coaster, fight, flight, freeze? Socially, do you stay connected to your colleagues? Do you stay connected to who's important to you in your life and your values? Neuroscience shows how the brain performs is shaped by how the brain responds to the cues you get in your daily life. The physical environment you live and you work in, the air that you breathe, the natural exposure to light, all of this impacts your brain. Our foundations, our food and nutrition, our sleep, our physical movement, how we respond to stress, impacts our physical and our mental health. In the past, mental health has been associated with mental illness. Today, brain health is associated with longevity and brain wellness. Everything you do, whether it's at school or your work, your brain operates as your primary performance engine. Whatever task solving you're doing, creating, collaborating, decision making, depends on how those neurons and dendrites are wired and firing. And brain waves that wire and fire efficiently manage our energy. They manage our thoughts, our feelings. When a brain is supported, then the brain optimizes at a higher performance level and builds long-term resilience. Resilience is not about bouncing back from a low point in your life. Resilience is continually moving forward, learning, and adapting. And as you're learning new things, thinking about things differently, reading more, you're creating neuroplasticity in your brain. That is the brain's superpower. That is what gives the brain the ability to wire and fire differently and to change. When the brain is threatened with cognitive overload or lack of psychological safety, the brain gets stuck. It does not have the plasticity it needs to move it forward. So when we talk to people about stress, 30 to 50% of people say that most of their day-to-day stress comes from the workplace. Makes sense? Stress is one of the biggest threats to the workplace brain health. And when you prolong activation of your prefrontal cortex in response to stress, that executive center loses focus. Maybe it loses impulse control, strategic thinking. When the brain detects a threat, the amygdala activates more quickly than the prefrontal cortex can respond, resulting in survival behavior, not rational thinking. From a long-term perspective, brain health is cumulative. Repeated patterns of overload without recovery increases our risk of anxiety, depression, dementia, and Alzheimer's, all of which isolate us from our daily life. Workplaces that support regulation through food and nutrition, through social connection and purpose, build brain health. Each of you stop and think about one aspect of your brain health. For 30 days, invest in it. Build your brain health.